Shalom. Kol Halalim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body. Shalom to the 144,001 third. Excuse me. Shalom Babakar. What's the date today? 16th of September, right? Tuesday, 16th of September, about 6:20 a.m. in London. I'm gonna have a look at this on a UK perspective as well, but I just come across this video last night, as you do when you cruise through YouTube world. And we've seen gang truces all the time, even before I knew about the truth as a youngster coming up. You hear about gang truces in the West Coast and gang truces in different parts of the world, where especially Jake is situated at, but especially Ground Zero, America. And then lo and behold, you always find out there's always some kind of way or something happens where that gang truce is broken. Now we all know, I'm not going to pull out the videos, but Esau, the so-called white man, has realistic so-called human looking masks that look like skin, or at least close to skin anyway, but if they're partially covered up with a balaclava or whatever, or some kind of headwear, right, where they can dress up like a so-called black man or a Hispanic man or a Native Indian man, put on gang colors, and then come into a rival block and do what they're going to do, gunshots or whatever, or delete somebody, a rival member, or just shoot some bullets in the air, whatever, and they can break that gang truce. Now, Esau does that all the time, all right, because they want Jake to delete each other. They don't want them to come together, and they don't want them to unify, right? Now, a lot of these YNs, or however you want to say, or even what they call your OGs or your veteranos or your older generation gangsters or guys in the street, a lot of them, if they are, a lot of them are part of the 2/3 because they're in this gang mentality, but the Lord can maybe even pull out some elect members out of them, we just don't know, a lot of them are 2/3, that are going to be deleted on this side, pursuant to the book of Zechariah. And, but a lot of them, the Lord is going to use as a sword against the so-called white man and the heathen nations. Okay. And, this is going to happen on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, because the elect are going to get spiritual power, but they're going to be fighting for the most part when, especially getting through all the different hurdles and assault courses they're going to get through. They're going to be utilizing that power to, especially when their back is pushed against a wall, and when the Lord says, okay, go out there and fight, when Yahweh Messiah does, because we have to wait on the Lord. Romans 12:19, vengeance is mine. But on the left-hand side, the Lord is going to use these street cats to delete a lot of the Edomites and the racist Edomites and other nations that are going to come into Jake areas, or Jake's going to go into Edomite areas, and Jake is really going to get down and delete the heathen. Okay, because it's going to be basically, as I say, killing two birds with one stone. The Lord is going to use the 2/3 to take out Esau, and Jake is going to pretty much get down and dirty, man, and do a lot of damage. But there's going to be a lot of casualties on both sides. But Jake is going to get it in, right? Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Rouse means to excite, to wake up. Who's gonna, excite Jake, right? And Chicago is known for its gang activity. From the days of Al Capone. Yeah, that's where Al Capone's from, right? Chicago, yeah. South Side Chicago. We've always heard that. That's always been mentioned in movies. You've got black and white movies. Back in the day when I don't know, the Ish people were doing their thing. The small hats. And then you had the Italians. And now you got Italian Jakes. Then now you got Jake doing it as well. That's just the part and parcel of how Chicago has been viewed over many generations. It's a very gang affiliated city. I believe there's probably like over 100,000 gangs, something along those lines. Okay, so and this video is showing a lot of these gang members coming together. In terms of a truce or unity, something along those lines. Chicago Gang War to Brotherhood, all gangs unifying from criminals to heroes, Hood Vlog. All right, this video is about 3 days old. All right, some guy called Young Will, his channel. By the way, copyright fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. I'm just emphasizing on what's already going on. All right, I'm just gonna play a little bit of it actually because I want to play the start because it showed as you can see, Northern and Southern Kingdom together, right? And that's a good sign. That's a good sign because once the tribes start coming together, once Judah gets down, the head tribe, Yahweh, the other tribes are going to follow. They're going to follow suit, in every single way. Because Judah sets the trends, and the rest of the 11 tribes follow. All right. Let me get one more scripture up. I'm trying to see if it's appropriate. Judah shall not vex Ephraim, King James Version. I mean, this will eventually happen, because we're coming to that point, because the prophecies are being ticked off. Isaiah 11 and 13, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Okay, all these curses will be eliminated, man, as time goes by, because we're approaching that time as well. And even amongst the left-hand side as well, with Jake there's going to be a unifying process as well. It's going to be a unifying process. Let's see what they're saying.
We don't at all. Them boys really win that war and then be like, now they standing next to each other, so it's gonna light something in their heart and make them think bigger. Like, damn, if they can do that,
we don't supposed to be around each other. We face ridicule for being around each other. If
like,
you really
real.
But you don't understand who's walking on these streets, right? Who's walking on these blocks? We not out here walking, hoping that the killers and the drug dealers and the brothers that got caught up in this corrupt system hear what we say. We walking with them. You hear what I'm saying? We not hoping it reach them. We came from it.
I'm a 5-time convicted felon. I done been out there. I done been in here. Done been in prison. Then came back, lived under the bridge, and surprisingly, God's grace, I made it out the hood.
We the faces that really destructed the neighborhood. Now we bring it together.
Criminals who turn legit. That's what it is.
We is from all communities right now.
Look at that, right? Judah and Ephraim together, right? The tribes are going to come together. They're going to get down because what it is a common enemy. The so-called white man basically hates everybody of color, right? Obviously, the common theme being blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and obviously if a couple of other nations that get caught out that are have a darker hue get caught out in the crossfire or whatever, they're going to get hit too. Okay, they pretty much hate everybody. So a lot of individuals out there, the way most blacks and Hispanics and natives are going to think, they're going to say, you know what, the so-called white man's our common enemy. Let's get together. And some of these Jakes may have heard about the truth. A lot of gang members have, because they've got a lot of time on their hands to figure out, because a lot of them, Jake is always going through, turmoil in his mind, trying to go the right way. And at some point, they always do come across the truth. And some of them do come out the gang mentality, you know. Sometimes they just get caught out there in the wind, you know. But this is just, you know, if you look at it in terms of prophecy, you know, the gangs coming together. Let's just see how long it lasts, because eventually, at some point, they have to come together by hook or by crook, because there's going to be, you know, war on the streets. You know, it's 2 Ezra 15. You know, people will be attacking each other. There'll be marauders, other gangs, racist gangs, militias, super soldiers, robots, robot dogs. There'll be all sorts of shit out there on the street, and you know, and obviously with the arsenal they have of weaponry, you know, some of these guys have got some, you know, weaponry that's you know that would be used in combat in heavy, you know, heavy war situations, but they don't have weaponry compared to what Esau has. But these guys will mow down, you know, your average day Joe 6-pack honky, you know, and they're gonna get down and dirty, man. The Lord is gonna, you know, wake and, you know, shake up Jake, man, you know, and wake him up, you know, because these dumbasses just delete each other in a certain cross section of every city, and they're in that world of ninjadom where they don't know what the hell's going outside of that realm, when really, you know, all these other moves the so-called white man's making outside of their realm, because they don't really focus. They don't really focus. They probably focus on whether Tupac's alive or not. They probably focus on whether who's that guy? Who's that big Mo presenter? Shay? Yeah. They're trying to figure out whether Shay is a Mo or not. They're trying to figure out where Shay is, you know, if he's got beef with any one of the people that came to his show he was interviewing. You know, just your bullshit things, you know. They want to know whether Tupac's been spotted and whether the murderer of Tupac's been found out yet, who that individual is, you know. All these kinds of things, you know, world star hip hop. That's what they're focused on, you know. But a lot of Jake are going to wake out that mentality. They're going to actually start looking outside of their realm of ninjadom to see that, you know, this is what's actually happening. It's actually happening. And I guess once these troops start entering each city, it's going to bring the gangs even more closer, knowing that they have a common enemy. So this is just a start of, you know, more prophecies to come to fruition, you know.
Brother, out west, we over east, bro. Pills, you see what I'm saying? We got people from all over. It's not just strictly in one area, one this, one that. It's for all people. You see what I'm saying? We really demonstrate. Keep up the good work, young man. Proud of you.
The world and the country, unity. That's right, community.
Come on. They pulling up for some wild. Right, you see how we feel.
We need to especially go everywhere. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. We need to go all over.
If you can't be boots on the ground, if you're just not able to be in Chicago, but you want to support and add resources, right, and give aid to brothers that are out here risking their lives, this video is for you.
Right? This movement is way bigger than us. It's not about us. It's about our youth. So for nobody else, do it for the youth.
When you work for a company, you spending days in a different area. That's per diem. And they give you certain money for it. Not only do we deserve that, we give our lives for this. So what do we deserve? We got brothers putting their cars and they gas and they driving all throughout Chicago, risking everything. So y'all look at it like they just risking their life. We risking every dollar we got.
The people that give a lot don't know how to ask. And the people that ask a lot don't know how to give. So let's meet in the middle.
So anybody that did want to support black men saving each other's lives and cleaning up our community, we never needed your help. But for those individuals that are interested in that mission, those objectives, we ready, we willing, we open. And if you ain't got it right now, God gonna take care of us the same way he been taking care of us.
Indeed. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah has got everyone. For whatever purpose the Lord has got them for, the Lord has got them for that specific purpose. Okay, Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp, from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up, excite him? Verse 10, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Okay, this is what, oh yeah, that's the one I wanted. I wanted verse 8, Salakia. Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. That's what the Judah means, Yahweh, Most High praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Then verse 9, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Okay. And you already know about 2 Ezra 15. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Let's go there, man. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Jeremiah 30 verse 7, King James Version. I said 30 verse 7. To be Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Jacob is a core focus in Jacob's trouble, right? But Jacob's trouble is for the 2/3, the Edomites, heathens. Okay, it's for them. Just because it says Jacob's trouble doesn't mean that the other nations are not going to get affected. Jacob's trouble is is basically everybody's trouble except the elect. All right, this is trouble for the 2/3. Okay, 2 parts of our people that are going to get deleted in various ways, and a lot of them are going to get deleted during Jacob's trouble. And it's also for the Edomites and the heathens too. All right, just put all those movies into your mind. All right, World War Z, The Road, Book of Eli. What else? Even what's that movie, man, from the 70s? The Warriors. Right? Obviously, it's not going to be, there might not be no functioning trains to get away from people and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be similar to that, where you're going to be in groups, going from place to place, trying to survive. And it's not just going to be bats and blades. It's going to be all types of weaponry. So you've got to combine all those movies in your mind, how it's going to be when shit really pops off. It's going to get real out here, man. Very real. Okay? That's why it's important to stay prayed up. Right? But this is just a sign. Let's just see in the next coming weeks if this has a snowball effect on other gang affiliated areas, such as Los Angeles, the West Coast, Northern California, where you got a lot of, all different types of gangs as well, the reservations, because I believe you got like Native American Bloods and Crips as well, and other types of gangs, it's going to, Israelite foreigners, a lot of the Samoans, a lot of the Cambodians, Vietnamese gang members, that grow up around Jake with the original look, and they all like, they're like family. They grow up together because most of them are Jake, even the ones that you think that are heathens. They're all going to come together, man. It's going to get real out here. And these individuals with these dreadlocks and that, they're going to do a lot of damage, man, to your common enemy, to your common cracker in the street, to the tobacco chewing, 3 teeth in the mouth, can't string a sentence together. These Jakes are going to delete them crackers, man. And the heathens too. Elam, Ishmael, you Ching Chongs and all that, you're going to get it. You're going to get it, man. Let's see what else. Let me see if there's any other good footage to put. Let's see if only watched a couple of minutes of it. I mean the adults, the older generation seem quite happy with the youngster, what these guys are doing. From what I could tell, I saw 2 Northern Kingdom. But, he could be Northern Kingdom. You just don't know.
You ain't investing in us, you disinvesting in us. Big unity. Big unity.
Shout out Walker, though, man. He been posting us. Shout out Walker. Shout out Shaq. Shout out a lot of rappers. We've been
afraid to put your life on the line, but you wish you could. You send your money to somebody who's trusted, an organization that's trusted. Send it to us and watch us do the footwork. You will be able to see from the start to the finish, continuously. You will see me walking the streets. You will see me shaking hands. You will see us end the wars afterwards.
Let's see what people are saying as well. Man, please let this go viral. The world needs it. Together we are stronger than anything they can put in front of us. You know, they is referring to the crackers. I love the process and the progress. Salute, brother. Salute. Father, bless our brothers coming together. Change. I guess it's a start if this unity of gangs coming together to do positivity, put down the violence against each other. And then with the unity coming together, I guess they'll have to pick up the arms again when you've got to fight to protect your cities, protect your neighborhoods, because it's going to come to that point, you know? Because once one of these young bucks that are quite crazy, you know, their grandma gets, you know, pushed head down on the floor, you know, and gets hurt, they're going to go buck wild, man. You know how Jake is when it comes to their moms and grandmas, you know, and rightfully so, but, you know, these guys are going to get buck wild, man. All right. So I guess I'm going to have a look into some other videos. Maybe I can find anything around other parts of the States. But this is, I guess, a sign, especially Chicago, because Chicago is known for, you know, gangster shit. Chicago is known for switches. Chicago is known for, you know, people getting bucked, you know. Chicago is known for drive-bys. You know, I believe that's where the drive-by was invented, you know. So this is a start where it could have a snowball effect of the gangs and crews coming together, you know, because the common enemy is who? Is Esau. So let's see what happens in the next several weeks or upcoming months, however the Lord does it. All right. You know, I just thought it was interesting, so I'll just, you know, comment on this video. But check it out yourself. Some young lad called Young Will. It's from 3 days ago. That's the 12th of September 2025. Today's the 16th, 3-4 days ago. Chicago Hood Vlog, Unity Movement. Let me see what they're saying actually. Chicago's gang culture is transforming before our eyes. What was once a gang war is turning into a story of unity, brotherhood, and redemption. In this Hood Vlog, we capture the movement of all Chicago gangs unifying from criminals to heroes, from street wars to community rebuilding. I mean, that's admirable, but there is no rebuilding, okay, because the Lord is going to throw down all this. You know, if you're talking about building up cities and all that kind of shit, but you know, but the unifying part, that's definitely going to happen because Jake is going to get down against the common enemy. All right. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Messiah, Bashem Rakakodash.